I'm back, baby. Let's do this. Alright, arrived in Tarwa at the very tail end of the previous stream. And it is not yet morning. I would like to catch the very first light initial tiny window to do the first gladiator fight. And then I'll do the one right after it. And then possibly look at those missions. So I think right now I'm just gonna chill around here very briefly. Make sure to be here when it becomes dawn, which, boy, it's rapidly approaching, huh? Just gonna sit here then. And as soon as dawn hits, we'll do the first arena fight. Here we go. Muted myself to cough. Figured no one else needed to hear that. Even though I do have a compressor that should tame the extremely loud stuff, but it'll still sound distorted. Alright. Arena fight against 3 nomads. Sounds good to me. Should not be a problem. So we can bring the banner. Always want to bring the banner when we can. In sort of the easy fights to get the arena buff. Hey, Bajante. You wanted to hear it? Well, there may be more opportunities. We can bring sort of a balanced little squad. A spear bro, a dodge quick hands, and the banner. Should be alright. How are you, Bajante? How's it going? Okay. I might hand over a fancy setup. Look at how perfect nimble, and look at how nice he looks. Alright. Hopefully this is enough bro strength. It's not I'm not going at this with too much power for 3 kind of scary nomads. I'm busy loving summer, but it's a lot easier to love summer where I live, because it's winter that sucks. Okay. So I'm not too worried about the dodge quick hands guy fighting that nomad, but I am a little more worried about the fight against these outlaws with the hammers. Wow. 5% hit and he hit? That's not good. My god. And he hit him in the head too. I know. I think I'm gonna shield wall here again. Hey, Sins. My god! How is he hitting him every time? Okay. My god. Woof. Rough stuff. Hello, Donazatello. Your avatar, the avatar of yourself. You are still alive. You've made it to Nimble. Hey, thanks for the raid. Doing some sweaty, try-hard win streak attempt Battle Brothers. Nearly losing my banner again. Yeah, level 7 is it's a good level to hit. Boy, that was a rough rough fight against the 3 nomads. I mean, I knew it was you know, asking a decent amount. 3 giggling mutts. So I think that should be fine again. Might need to fix up my armor, but the 2 spear bros and then someone other than than this guy can participate. Could probably still bring Leaf in here. Life? However that's supposed to be pronounced. This should be just fine. And I am going to, just to be safe, pay to repair that helmet so that a hyena doesn't bite Grib's head off. Given the low hit point total, I actually am just gonna bite the bullet and repair the body armor too. Life must be hard for him. If I had a soundboard, you get that sound. But I don't. So we are spared. And there are 3 frenzied hyenas. Now, the frenzied hyenas are substantially more frightening than the regular. But they still only have 10 melee defense. Same as a regular hyena. So, as long as I go into battle confident, which is reasonably likely, then I should have the 95% chance to hit them, and all should be good. Okay, everybody's confident, and the frenzied hyenas are also very fast. They have an initiative value that is, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty hard even for like initiative builds to be faster than them. They're basically as fast as goblins. So because I'm confident, I should have high hit chance. Now, one benefit to bringing the shields is we can push them right off. That is unfortunate. For that to fail twice is quite bad. They're gonna get here and lower his. Wow, I'm really glad that that other hyena decided to go up here. Boy, that's 3 of those misses, which is not good. Okay, don't have enough fatigued shield wall, so I hope this isn't death. Okay. And I'm gonna make a little triangle shape around him. Okay. Whew. Hey, have a good one, Nazatello. Enjoy your dinner. That was, there were 3 95% attacks that were missed there in that fight. But luckily, the nice thing about building it where you've got the shield is, like, the spear bro with the shield, once you've got the knockback skill with the additional chance to hit, because I'm building him as, like, stacking melee skill, you can pretty easily knock anything off of you. So that to me has a lot more value than just the double grip damage from not having the shield in most circumstances. Alright, so we got some sort of something built here. I think what I might do is this guy with the super high initiative, Bijante here, I think I'm going to give him polearm mastery. I kind of like initiative builds with polearm mastery because of the ability to move 2 hexes. I had one previously that died, and we won't talk about it. Except that he died, so I'm telling you about it. And it was sad. I think I'm gonna try to get a bit more hit points. He's pretty squishy right now. And I am gonna give him get slightly better nimble setups there. I'm okay with the 41% nimble. That's close enough to 40% nimble for me. Even though those first few percent are, you know, bigger than the later percentages, since it's like a inverse relationship. And here on these first dodge quick hands bros that are reaching level 8, I'm just going to take Fearsome right off the bat, and then we'll backfill probably Zerk, Frenzy, Pathfinder in some order. Not sure exactly what that'll be. So, got a couple contracts here. The team's reaching a point where I'm less interested in things like this, but not totally uninterested in those types of contracts. We do have a handgun here, and I do want more handguns. As you can see from my short-term objectives, the last one is guns, guns, guns. You know, I have 4 initiative builds here. I usually have 0 or 1 or 2. So 4 is weird. But like, you know, when you're handed a bro who's got high range skill and range stars, has strong, and has a good base initiative, you know, you play the cards you're dealt. Once I've got Overwhelm and some guns, then even with a nimble squad with reach weapons, that kind of turns on the ability to fight Lindworms a lot more safely. They're still scary, but can allow us to get Lindworm scale cloaks for some of the big chonkin fatigue neutral chest pieces that we're hoping to get later. So it is nice in that regard to be able to do that. So because I want to buy this handgun, I will accept the contract to drive off nomads. But before all that, gonna sell stuff. Yeah. I did lose 2 initiative builds in the last run against Necro Savants. And it was sad. Shed a small tear. I think I'm already okay with putting a spare shield on my tank, question mark, shield build? I don't know. Sort of a tempo tankish kind of thing. Whatever he is. And I'll give the smoke pot to the banner. So I think I'm going to sell these extra Sipars. Sometimes I like to hang on to more, but considering I know I'm going to fight some more nomads here soon, I think it's fine to get rid of them. I'll have an opportunity to accumulate more, so I may as well sell these at a really good price. So, finally have a really nice chunk of money. I'll probably also buy the net when I come back after completing the contract. I'll buy the net, I'll buy the handgun. I could buy a nomad. That could be interesting. An option of what I could do would be to get the recruiter as my 3rd camp follower to help me fill out the kind of second wave of bros that I'm looking for. Contrary to what people might believe who use the tryout mod, the tryout button when you have the recruiter in regular old vanilla is actually quite useful, especially for recruits like nomads that have a wide array of traits they can have, some of which make them immediate hires, and some of them tell you don't waste your money. So considering that's kind of the stage that I'm at, I probably will get the recruiter. I'm not going to do it quite yet, but that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. And then once I've got sort of the team acquired that I want, that I think I'm going to carry with me for a little while, I will probably replace the recruiter with bounty hunter and surgeon are pretty likely ones. But I don't have a single legendary item, which is sad, but it is what it is. But for now, I'm going to accept this contract. And we'll see if this guy heals up enough to bring into battle. We might have to just have him sit out. Could repair his armor. We can kind of take a look at what it looks like. If there are no ranged enemies, we can just leave him alone. You know, we can bring him in and he won't get attacked. So we're going to check out the flying tents. Ifrits all around us. Some outlaws, a few archers. Should be a pretty easy fight. And unfortunately, I think I am going to leave this guy out of the battle. It's just it only takes a couple arrows, I think, to take him out. And he does not have 9 lives. So that's okay. We can do this with 11 bros without issue. And what I should have done, actually, were I a smart person, would be to put, and actually I still can and should and will do this, but I've got 4 backliners. I should put them immediately behind my bros with the spears. Just like didn't think of it, but that is what I should have done, and still will do. Okay. So I like this hex for my gunner. That looks pretty good to me. Again, I like the initiative builds on the gunners because he's got relentless, so despite the fact that I waited, I'll be able to have a guaranteed place to line him up for next round, which is really nice. But since this guy's turn done, I can go ahead and go there. This guy's still got a turn, so I'm gonna wait so that they don't give him a whack. Okay. Gonna go here so that I make sure the gunner is safe for the start of next round. And I'm gonna try, I think, to just go ahead and put the spear right in here. I tried. Oh, some of these nomads are still faster than this guy. Ooh, okay. No one? No one. He has failed me, and he shall be eliminated. Nah. It wasn't a good performance, though, I will say that. Alright, now this guy that got hit real bad, we're gonna back him up a little. Keep him a little safer. And I'm gonna go here, that way I can blast with a handgun and not hit my own guy. He's got nimble, so I can get closer to throw. Oh my goodness! Technically could die here. Never mind. Guess he gets to go before the guy with the whip, so... Oh, shoot. Should have paid more attention to that. Didn't realize I didn't have enough fatigue to do what I needed. Okay. They should mostly take themselves out here now. And I will run them down, because these guys were mean to me, and they must be punished. Okay. Yikes. That was a tougher fight than it probably should have been. We've got a couple bros that are definitely feeling it. And by it, I mean pain. And by pain, I mean a pole mace to the head. Alright, same deal here. I'm gonna take Fearsome on the dodge quick hands. I don't know if it's right to prioritize that so highly, but I do. I'm gonna take some of the opportunistic +4s that I see in health and resolve. I think I can skip a few initiative rolls. It's not like necessary to take that every level or anything like that. You just need to be faster than most enemies. The more enemies you're faster than, the more convenient it is to be able to face them. I will probably go ahead and do crossbow mastery, and I'm going to do it on both of these ranged bros, because one, I'm about to get a handgun, because I'm planning on buying it, and two, then I get this brain fart. What is this called? Ambition. Ambition completed, even though I rarely take this one, because I usually don't have 3 bros with that mastery in most runs, but here we are. So this is ostensibly 131 initiative because of strong. Might take hit points just for a bit of safety. And eventually some of these, bros that have dodge on the front lines, some of these armor pieces, as some of them sort of get phased out by fatigue neutrals, these pieces will get handed down to the initiative gunners in the back. That's the likely path for them. Alright. 12 Ifrits. You can keep living your life, or unlife, or whatever it is, you creepy creatures. Okay. We can just stick around to not only get that handgun, but see what the next arena fight is. It's still technically day 34, so we can't see it yet, but there will be a new one here in just a minute as it rolls over to day 35. Gonna go ahead and buy the handgun. Sometimes I acquire them via less than savory means, but this time I'm acquiring them peacefully because we're the good guys, and I am an honorable mercenary captain that will not turn on any organized civilizations just for their bill hooks and their handguns and things like that. That would be wrong, and I won't do it. Unless it's opportunistic and good for the company. So almost certainly we'll do it. Okay. I'm not sure I have any use for this pole mace. Can hang on to it to replace ancient bladed pike if I see like an ancient dead camp. And I don't think I have any use for the boar spear, but maybe I want to hand it off to someone to fight some beasts. So I've sort of convinced myself to keep it. Don't think I need the plated nomad mail, but I might keep a nomad light helmet for fixing up people's nimble sets as they get them, where they've got some of the things that are just a bit too heavy. So I think I'm gonna hang on to just a couple things. Definitely gonna buy the net. And yeah, we'll take a minute to see what day 35 brings for the arena. Day 35 will also bring dodge to nomad cutthroats. A swordmaster and 4 raiders? I don't think so. We're gonna let that one stay. If I had more nets or there were fewer raiders, like that's a maybe, but right now that is a big skip. The key to fighting swordmasters is you throw them, you throw a net over them, and then you fill their tiny little wimpy bodies with javelins. And you don't let them swing at you because you will feel sad and injured and die. So, I mentioned that nomads have a wide array of traits, some of which make them awesome and some of which make them not so good. And that with the recruiter, the tryout button is a good way to determine that. I think on most origins, most of the time, I don't get the recruiter as my third follower. There are certain origins like cultists, or I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. Cultists are the big one, where you just need to maybe find more cultists or things like that, where the recruiter can be handy, or to fish for people with brain damage. Excuse me, the dumb trait, because the only way to convert some highborn is for them to either have brain damage or to be dumb, which is really funny. So we're going to get the recruiter, and we're going to click this tryout button on the nomads here. That's a good one. We like athletic a lot. We'll probably pick that guy up. This guy's irrational. A mostly nothing trait that is mildly bad. But we like a bro that is physically fit, so we'll buy him. And he's good. He rolled, I'll say, fairly average across the board. Like, you know, he low rolled melee defense, which is a little too bad. But nomads are a good background. So he will suit the company just fine. You know, I sold that plated nomad mail, and now I realize maybe I shouldn't have done that. Well, what you gonna do? Okay, first level up, I'm either gonna go Colossus or 9 lives. I guess I'll go Colossus. I really like athletic on like fatigue builds. It's so nice to not build up so much fatigue running around. Fast adaptation Catal. Not on day 35. Is he even fast? I didn't even really pay attention. I wasn't thinking of an initiative build, that's for sure. What is his initiative? Unexceptional. Not bad, but like normal. Okay. So I think from the perspective of what I need to get out of the South, I'm actually done. I got a couple handguns. I could maybe get one more, but that's okay. I don't need another one. So what I might do, I'll get a couple more tools and supplies. A little low on money. Kind of check out kind of these areas a little far from civilization, but still in the desert, like over here. Might uncover this ground, see if there's any nomads to fight. Handguns are super good against nomads. Just because of the way that they tend to clump up. Let's take a look at the food situation in more detail, because sometimes this number of 8 more days is misleading at best. I do have a few things that do look like they'll last a little while. I might get just a teeny tiny bit more food. And maybe a bit of ammo. Gunners need a nerf? I mean, gunners are good. No doubt about it. They are good. Okay. So, I highly doubt that I'll take Hammer Mastery on 2 bros. Nomads have a few bad traits. Do they not? I'm fairly certain that they still have a few bad traits in there. It does look like, I'm taking a quick look at the wiki. It does look like a lot of them are removed. I want to say there's still a couple bad traits they can have. None are popping out to me from looking at the list of those that are excluded. Regardless, tryout is still useful, like in that exact situation. Yeah. Where I was able to try out both of the nomads and pick the one that was just better. You know, statistically, likelihood anyway, right? I don't know what the other one was like. He could have been, you know, perfect max rolls on every single stat with, you know, talent stars exactly where you'd want them. But probably not. So here, what do I think is likely? Orcs or goblins? Whichever one I pick is probably I'll end up fighting the other. The goblins were sort of accumulated. They tend to, I don't know exactly what the spawning rules are, but orcs and goblins tend to be concentrated in different areas. And the goblins were on the right side of the map, and probably I'm going to head north, and it is less likely for me to run into them, so I'm thinking orcs. I'm not going to do Hammer Mastery because, well, just probably not going to want to build 2 bros with hammers. Okay, we can probably do this Ruined Dwellings. How's this guy? In good enough shape to bring into battle. He won't immediately fall over and die, anyway. Okay. So we're just taking the fights as we see them. Yeah. En passant died. It was sad. The team is not great against Ancient Dead right now. So this fight is fine, but not good. Yeah, so that's all 11. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to, back up 2 and go up 1. But yeah, the team is not good against Ancient Dead. We've got some weapons on quick hands that are okay here, but and we've got enough bros with Nimble, but this, I think a lot of companies, the way people build their bros, this is a much easier fight than it is for me, if we're being honest. But regardless, still should be okay. The handguns are not very good. They're okay at taking away their armor. Like, you know, and once I've got Overwhelm, they're useful in that regard. But the actual handgun blast itself does very little damage to armor. So they did not push up all the way, which is fine. And what I might do to sort of make things a little easier on myself for future rounds... No, I was going to say I could net some of the ones with shields. I still might, but I'm going to hang on to it. But I may end up using that. Okay, make sure that guy's in one-shot territory. No, boo. This guy's too fast. I think this will still work for this guy. Actually, I might pull out the javelins just to finish that guy off. Just to make that guy easier to kill and through his shield wall. And just to help out future Scott, I'm Scott, I don't know why I said my first name instead of Slurgy, but help out future Slurgy, I'm gonna net that guy. I guess I'll shoot just to chunk away some armor. Get melee run, just give that guy a punch. Punch. Punch them undead. Dang. Luckily I had just enough fatigue to shield wall. I'm doing a lot of like fancy footwork swapping for some reason. Yeah, I shouldn't put that guy there. And I ended turn last time without doing anything so that I could get another turn of shield walling in. Punch. Punch, punch. There, I will just try to give him a little stab. I think this guy might be hurt enough. I don't think I want to get him in melee range. That made me laugh. Yeah, guns and spears against the ancient dead are pretty good. Punch. And fists. Where's my brawlers at? Alright. Look at all these shiny things. I love shiny things. Alright, well. Shiny stuff. That's nice. Yeah. I swallowed water incorrectly, which I don't recommend. Water doesn't belong in the lungs. And I think I was once a lifeguard. You'd think I'd know that. The other fun thing about initiative gunner builds is like here. Once they've done their move, I'll be able to put them in key gunning spots, and they get 2 blasts, which is just wonderful. So this guy I can put here, and I know I'll get to do that same shot at the start of next turn, which is just as good as it sounds. See? I mean, I realize these are cutthroats, but still. Point still stands. But that's good. Like, good thing is good. That much I know. Hey, take care. Have a good one. I can't believe this guy's not running. He's very brave. And I didn't double check, but I'm sure that the cutthroats have dodge too. I think it's day 35 that happens. But I could have highlighted over them to see that they had the dodge buff icon. And I believe that they should have. Oh, good. Miraculous injury heal. You love to see it. Streamer luck. Well, here's these like wimpy nomad camps, but where's the big ones? Really? Why so? I mean, they're going to be bad in the Monolith. But what about them do you believe makes them unsuitable for late game? Ooh. Lack of melee? Oh. I mean, so I think that is also an aspect of playing with spears, is that I don't often get pushed around like happens in, you know, when fighting orcs. I want that hex. So I'm not as concerned with it. Don't get me wrong. They will need to do a certain amount of melee in certain situation. It's not never going to happen. And right now they just don't have a, I mean, I don't have a melee weapon because I was using the net, which I need to replace. They'll have like some sort of melee weapon. And because they have such poor melee skill, it will probably just be a spear. But it could also be like a noble sword or something, and that would be fine. So it is a downside. Like that, there will be fights where that will happen. Something will get in melee contact, and you know, they'll be just like an early game pleb with a spear. Now I do plan on, I think, still giving them duelist so that they can be effective throwers. So, I mean, I don't know. Let's be real though, a spear with duelist is still doing jack shit to like an orc warrior. Like it's doing nothing. It might proc fearsome once their armor is like half or so. I don't know the exact math on it, but wow. A blessed level up and a tough choice. I will want a little bit more of each primary attribute. That's tough. I think I'm going to go fatigue, though. I want just a little bit more of each primary attribute, though. Yeah, I'll go fatigue. And now, despite the fact that it won't work against a lot of enemies, I still do find a lot of value in fearsome for orc berserkers in particular. Also relevant in beast fights and things like that. So I like to take fearsome on this build. I don't think it's necessary, and in some fights it does very little. But in fights where it does do something, it's pretty good. We'll level up this guy. Another +3 in melee defense. You love to see it. Probably just go gifted for right now. And I think because of the talent star and hit points, and the confidence I can have in those level ups later, I'm going to take the +4 in resolve. Had that talent star not been there, I might have taken the hit points. If it was a +4. Rightly or wrongly, that's, I think, what I would have done. I can check out this overturned mass grave that was discovered very early on in the run. We'll see what's there now. Hello, Black Fire. We got ourselves another group of ancient dead. Again, the team is not good against Ancient Dead. Just simply not. This guy is mostly healed up. Still a little bit fragile. Let's bring in some of these weird looking swords. And we'll give the mace as a backup to the spear bros. Maybe when the bludgeon's better than the scythe, I think. Even though they're not good weapons. This guy's probably just going to hold a flank and shield wall, so I don't care what he's got. This guy is healed up enough. I guess I can leave one of my gunners out of this fight. Ideally, I'd have more than 13 bros. I'd like to have like a few more to be able to cycle bros in and out as they're injured, and also just for the fights where they're good or not good. Like I could leave my spear bros entirely out of this fight, and that would be good. But I am thinking of giving them, as their very last level up, I'm going to try something that I've not done before, but I'm going to give them Hammer Mastery. And so, not quick hands or anything, but I'll have a hammer in the pocket, because you really don't need quick hands. You're either kind of going to use the spear the whole fight, or use the hammer the whole fight. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And in a fight like this, during the turn where I'm backing up a couple steps, it would be at that time that I would pull out a hammer. I don't know. I have not tried it. Conceptually, it seems like it could work, should work. I don't know. It'll be an experiment. You know what's crazy? There's not a single polearm enemy here at all. It's kind of crazy. Fatigue reduction, and I do think that the buff to the destroy armor skill is relevant. Mostly fatigue though. Yeah. Destroy armor is especially relevant when using a shield, for sure. It's a lot less relevant when you're doing the duelist variety, because you'll probably just want to do the regular attack. I think probably basically all the time. I think even versus an orc warrior, you probably still do the regular attack. Probably. Not 100% confident of that, but... I don't know what it is about fights against Ancient Dead. The very last Ancient Dead, for some reason, they're like the god of war. They cannot be hit. The very last Ancient Dead with a shield, I swear, suddenly they have a sneaky buff to their melee defense. I know it's not true, but it sure feels like it is. I mean, at that point, they're shield walling, blah, blah, blah. I realize. Okay. Tawid. Boo for +1. Probably this is a... So the real dividing line for some bros that at some point, hopefully, I find either a brigand leader or nomad leader or fallen hero. I don't think I've found a single fallen hero yet this run. Dagger them down and take their sort of transitionary forge armor and start making early fatigue neutrals on at least a few bros. The dividing point for sure would be to take dodge. This guy, I feel like, could go either way. So I'm going to avoid taking dodge for now. And we'll take something that's generically good, kind of no matter how I build this guy. He could be a fatigue neutral, I think, based on his current stats and where he could be. Even though I don't love them to have superstitious. That's a little ick, but that's fine. So I'm either going to grab 9 Labs or Pathfinder. I want to keep him alive because he's good, and I've had a few whoopsies that have largely been my fault, where I've let bros die or put them in more dangerous positions than I should have. So it's a little bit of insurance against myself and a little bit of insurance against RNG just to take 9 lives there. Hunt for Shrats and Lindworms. I mean, I want to fight some Shrats and Lindworms, but I'm not going to hunt them down. Please. I want a little bit of money, and then I might make like, I know there's a road going this way somehow. Make like a little exploratory journey through this area of fog. So just to get a little bit of money, I guess I don't really need it with the goods that I'm selling, but it's nighttime. I'm just going to do this super quick. Tiny bit of time wasted, but it'll be fine. It's a guaranteed fight. We'll take guaranteed fights. Even if it's some raiders and a few marksmen. Long axe. Last run, I just really wanted some late game long axes and could not get them. For the life of me, could not get them. It was utterly bizarre. I'd fight brigands, I'd check out armor smiths. It was very sad. Let's play a game called Can You Tell the Range of the Long Axe? Okay, so I know I'm going to send this guy to stand here, although blocking movement in sight means I have to shoot a little awkwardly. I could go here and then shoot there for next turn, which is okay. And then the other guy I can go... Actually, I could go here and shoot there on that guy, and then I get 2 blasts. I think I like that. The nice thing about the initiative gunner is it's... Oh, I don't have Pathfinder, that's right. I was gonna say the initiative gunner is kind of like a double gunner, that you don't have to load the second gun on the first turn. Very hand wavy, but there are turns that look the same, I think. Hey, and the long axe dropped. You love to see it. Well, thank you for standing there. That was very kind of you, Mr. Archer. To put yourself in range of not 1, but 2 of my gun blasts. Nice riposte. Okay. Took just a tiny little smidge of damage, and that's it. Got an arming sword, which is kind of nice, and a long axe, which is also kind of nice. Long axes I love given to fatigue neutrals that take axe mastery, of course, which is, for me, a lot of my fatigue neutrals, because I like to farm the Chosen, and they drop them in abundance, and they're a very good weapon. Okay. I think the other thing, thinking a bit more about the kind of reality of late game fights with some of the initiative gunners, if they do get jumped on in melee, is that usually in those contexts you also have surround bonus. So despite the low melee skill, any weapon with a little plus accuracy on it alongside surround bonus, it'll be an okay hit chance that I think will make them perform just fine. Alright, really good sale price here. Got some nets for sale. I'm going to hang on to these bundle of throwing axes because there's a number of Ancient Dead fights where we haven't had those, and they sure would have been nice. Let's see, is there any use for this Nomad light helmet in any of my nimble setups? Marginal here, goes from 41 to 40% nimble. And for not that much, I don't know which one of these actually has more survivability. It's not much different between the two, either way. Get rid of this silly thing. He looks ridiculous, you know. Can't be looking ridiculous on the battlefield. Okay, we can cycle in this guy too at some point. Okay, gonna sell all these helmets. There was someone who had, yeah, this guy. I don't think, I suppose against beasts. That's probably why I did that. Okay, sure. He can have a pocket spear in case there's a big pack of dire wolves or something. Can have him make use of that. I don't have any daggers here in this pile, which is too bad. And actually, I'm also going to. That's a very weird weapon setup, but whatever. Whatever. He's kind of hanging on to him and kind of just being flexible. Okay, a lot of money. Could maybe take a peek at recruits. A cheap Oath Taker. Decent 5 fatigue helmet and okay enough body armor to make use of. See a brawler. See brawler, higher brawler. Almost always worth it to take a look because they're so cheap. He's good, and I'd be super happy to have him on day 1. It's not day 1. I'm kind of thinking of picking up this Oath Taker. I like Oath Takers. I feel like my company often has them. Reasonable price. Comes with a weapon I want. Comes with a helmet I want. Sure. Let's take a look at him. Okay. Interesting. So, Oath Takers always have pretty decent hit points. They also, you know what? They're just good. He max rolled melee attack, which I love. He min rolled melee defense, but came with 2 talent stars. This guy, and he has athletic, which is awesome. He will, and he low rolled initiative. I think it's very marginal benefit, but I find myself often building like a dodge forge fatigue neutral on the Oath Takers. This guy won't do that. He'll just be a normal fatigue neutral. I think that's probably how I'll build him. And he's good. We like this guy a lot. Just gonna label him as such. If we get a +1 in melee, this guy's got enough melee attack that if we get a +1 offered to us, but +4 in a couple secondaries, and by a couple secondaries I mean hit points and resolve, we'll probably take that. So we can kind of start thinking of who's not that good on the team. The team's actually looking pretty alright right now. We do want a better tank than this guy. He's sort of a... This is very tempo build, but there will still be fights where he's useful. Yeah, I don't know, we've got decent... Well, honestly, we have decent bros. We really do. No one's bad, which is kind of what makes this tricky. If I were the Battle Brothers player Korean dude, Kryndude, I think. He's Korean. I initially read it as Krin dude until I saw he was writing in Hangul, which is the Korean language, like script. But he likes to put in his bro's description, expected melee attack at level 11, expected melee defense at level 11, and then a sum of the 3 secondary attributes that most of us care about, which is hit points, fatigue, and resolve, and then just assumes he'll take a +4 on each level up, and then gives that number. So he always lists the 3 numbers so he can kind of at a glance quickly compare bros. I think there is some value in that, but I just can't be arsed to do it. That's a level of kind of micromanaging that I just meh, whatever. A little too lazy to do. Let's see, was there... I might buy this fisherman just for his net, and then I get to see a bro, because I'm going to buy those other nets. You know, as weird as this sounds, I think, and this could be controversial and incorrect, so he cost me 8 crowns a day. So I'm going to keep this campaign going for another about 100 days before I do Monolith. So the total cost right now is 800 crowns for me to hang on to this guy. I'm going to use him for 2 purposes. One, he has team player, and there's an event that can fire with team player that just, I don't know, people are giving each other high fives. It's very funny text, but it gives everyone a good mood, and then like half of the bros get like a small resolve, permanent resolve buff. That's awesome. So he doesn't cost me much. He has a good event that can fire because of who he is, and I can use him to hold on to things that I'm not going to use for a long time. So I'm kind of like using him for 6 caravan slots or whatever that are also protected from any drunkards if I hire any. So, for example, I don't want to quite buy the card upgrade yet because I can't quite afford it before I make this journey out, but I can use him to hang on to my nets. Can also use him to hang on to, say, pole maces to replace ancient bladed pikes before fighting ancient dead, things like that. So I'm gonna hang on to that guy, use him as a mule, mule being the like old school RPG nomenclature or whatever for a bro that you just have hold things for you. A pack mule, I suppose, is what it's short for, I guess. Okay. And tools here are super expensive. I have a city here that's got a workshop. So I'm gonna save a tiny bit of time, teleport, because that's basically, let's be real, that's basically what it is, to Steinhaven. Can also just see if there's anything there I want to do other than buy tools. Unlikely. Travel to Steinhaven. We can take a look at these, but I probably won't do anything here. Nope. Not gonna bother with any of those contracts. If I had more money, I would maybe try out this guy. I'm not even going to bother because I'm not going to use him. Yeah, I could level him up once for 2 extra slots. I don't think I'll even bother, realistically. But if I have a bro that, like... Sometimes if I have a bro that I'm going to turn into this role, I will... Like, if I used them a little bit and they level up, I'll go ahead and take bags and belts at that time. When I'm playing cultist, I like to keep a couple, what's their actual name? Whatever, the slaves. Indebted. Take a couple indebted, and I'll level them up to level 2 because you want to have them around for the sacrifice event anyway. I hate this tool price, but I'm going to spend some gold and buy the tools. I didn't want to do the contracts. Got enough food, got enough gold. I think it's time to do just a little bit of journeying out. Oh yeah, I can level this guy up. His first level. Take 9 lives on him for when I do put him out. I guess I can, for now, move his armor over. But he is gonna replace someone and step out on the battlefield at some point. Okay. And actually, what I'm also gonna do, this is very important. My first Oath Taker, I'm gonna name after Stone 51, who's a fun dude from the Battle Brothers Discord, who I named my last first Oath Taker in my previous run, and maybe I'll just keep doing that. Maybe that's a good luck charm. This fight is out of the way, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Vanilla cultists are worse or better than New Company? I think they're better. They're stronger. They're a little bit harder to get going, and you have to be really careful to manage the sacrifice event right. But they're very fun, I think. I like Cultist Origin quite a bit. I'm a certified cultist enjoyer. So moving these guys up to make a little slot for the gunners to fit in and give a good blasting. But yeah, if you've never done a Cultist Origin, you should. I think it's fun. There's a little bit of tension when it comes to hiring bros about whether you want to try to... Like, you have to control how many cultists you have. And it's also very important to keep good fight density if you have more non-cultists. Like, it can be kind of stressful because at some point there's an event that will fire where your cultists decide to sacrifice a bro, and any non-cultists become very unhappy. Like, if they're not euphoric beforehand, they're probably gonna leave your company. I don't know what the morale debuff is, but I'm confident it's more than 50%. It might actually just be exactly 50% morale debuff, but I think it's more. Blasting zombies with a shotgun. Classic video game trope. Even in my medieval themed strategy games. Who'd have thought? So, I think in the last time I did it, my cultist run, I didn't get anyone to the highest rank. I can't remember what it's called, Prophet of Dovkul or something like that. But I definitely had several. I think you could look at what the event is on the wiki, but it has like a certain minimum number of days between when it happens, if it's happened the previous time, so you know you get a reprieve once it's happened. I love seeing the padded kettle hat. And I believe the event frequency is really high. So you also kind of want to manage, as much as I love gamblers, that stupid event where you're gambling for 25 gold at a time. If you have other events in the event pool competing with it, it can, you want fewer because you want to have more sacrifice events most of the time. I should probably just get quick hands on this guy. But yeah, cultists, they're fun. Lots of ancient legionaries, sure. This is where I'll... Yeah, it will be still a little tricky to get the exact number for sure. No doubt. Let's be real, I'm just going to use the pike. Actually, it might even be day by the time I fight this. Can wait the tiny bit of time for it to be day. But yeah, it's probably... The thing is it'll happen. It's very good at being trolly. You'll want it to happen when you're close to towns and taverns. And it just won't fire, and then as soon as you're out in the wilderness, but you've been struggling to find some fights, so your mood of your team, your company is just not that high, and then boom, sacrifice event. Bonk. They've got the old wall of shields up. Go. Don't use shield wall against me. That's the first cleaver hit that guy has managed. Donazatello, your boy's disappointing me a little. He's missing. Can't be doing that. Not on this team. We don't miss our attacks here. We don't do that. We only hit. There we go. Much better. Ooh, have to be careful with that guy. And this guy. Here we go. Okay. Took a little bit of damage there. Sort of scattered around, I guess, at least, which is nice. Definitely feeling the fact that I don't have the card upgrade. We'll definitely want to get that soon. I'm kind of going on the assumption that since there's a road that goes up this way, we'll meet up with something up there and hopefully figure out some sort of sale situation. Alright. This spear bro. I do want him to have, despite the fact that he has iron lungs, I do want him to have a little bit more fatigue than 97 to work with. This is also kind of a tough call on which secondary I want to take. I guess I'll make it hit points. Could go either way. No, I think I'm already sort of convincing myself I think I want resolve. I think that matters a little bit more. And similar logic to the last spear bro, I'm going to take fearsome. I think that'll be really quite good. This guy, perks to keep him alive because he's pretty decent. Banner here that I'm gonna take. What perk am I gonna take now? 9 lives, Colossus, one of the two. He'll probably be nimble. I think no reason not to. So I think it'll probably be Colossus here, just since we're prepping for nimble next turn. And I'm gonna keep, I guess, just taking offensive stats. I don't know. It's kind of an uninspired, boring banner build. Whatever, they can't all be winners. It's fine. Got the watermill here. Will be irrelevant to this run, but key part of the lightning sword. Nothing here. Big old mountain range. I'm going to stay on this side of it. And then what's my caravan cart situation? 44 of 99. Okay, well. Oh yeah, and I can, some of the bros that are hurt. Let's see, does this guy have? He does. The bros with injuries, we can now finally cycle out. How lovely. It's nice having a couple reserves. It does make fight selection and fight, you know, tactics a little different with the 12-man origins, but we have the luxury of a few extra slots and we're gonna use it. Okay, that is a dirt cheap wild man. Could take a look at the wild man. Hunt down Webnechts in the woods around Westerholz. We are okay against Webnechts. We could do that. Don't really feel terribly inclined to do it. I think we'll just sort of pass through this city, but we'll just take a look at a super cheap wild man. Huh. He maxed rolled melee defense, so Wildman can get -5. It's like this type of contract spawns you an ambush. Okay. What was the difference then of the one I did previously? Did it not have that same language? Is this because it says hunt down Webnechts in the forest as opposed to hunt down Webnechts not in the forest? I don't remember what the text was for the other contract. But the one where I didn't get ambushed. I think it was at the beginning of this run. Might have been... Yeah, I think it was at the beginning of this run. But yeah, this wild man... He's good. But... I only hired him because he was super cheap. It was kind of worth taking a look, I think. I don't think it was a hunt down what terrorizes the town, was it? I thought it specifically was like Webnechts. It wasn't just like a hunt down what's terrorizing, you know, normal beast. I thought it mentioned Webnechts specifically. Anyway, we got a road going up here. I'm just gonna see if this continues on or just goes to a hunter's cabin and terminates. Those clouds are hard to see, but I'm pretty sure that terminates. So I'm gonna follow the road. Especially now that it's nighttime. Okay. Few rando undead walking towards us. Kind of goofy, but... I feel like the event wasn't just the normal hunt down the town. I thought it specifically referenced Webnechts. I really thought it did. My memory could be incorrect there, but... Blast them. Cheeky Nacho taking that hex. It might work for him, actually. But it might not. Yeah, I'll have to take a look. Cause something still seems a bit strange about the verbiage of that contract and why it was different to me anyway. Okay. Easy fight that just showed up for some reason. It's where they happened to be traveling, and same here. Okay. Road through the forest, road through the forest, road through the forest, hard to see. We don't need to chase 6 brigands through the forest. That's fine. And... I guess this doesn't go north. There's definitely not going to be a town in there. There is a road going up this way, so... I don't really care to visit Harlingen. So I'm going to try to meet up with... Oh, that's right. Someone gets pooped on. Could this be an omen? I'm trying to remember if that's good or bad. Yeah, the brother that got shit on and superstitious brother get a good mood. Yeah. Cool. Guess this road just goes like straight north from here. Big road through the forest. Hagermoose. This is the first time we are seeing... Oh no. I was gonna say it's the first time we're seeing a city that's not the same noble house, but I guess we saw this one earlier. Full of hunters. Not really interested in any more ranged bros. We've got a sufficient number. Oh, was this... It was maybe this event? Hunt down what kills people in the woods around Hagermoose, and it just happened to... Because this can be Webnechts or Shrats, I think. I mean, that's what's killing people in forests. I know. You know, it's funny, I think the last ones were hired by Hagermoose as well. But still, I'm not going to make an enemy of a city. This is Shrats. I'm pretty sure this can be Webnecht. Is it always Shrats? Is that true? It's a pretty low payout 1 skull contract. I'm not super strong. I bet it's just like 1 Shrat if so. And I've got a front line of axes. I'd be willing to fight Shrats. Shrats, you're right. I'd be willing to fight a Shrat, maybe is a better way to put it. 2 is fine. 3 is no. The team's not super strong against them. And ideally not in the forest, but on hills or plains. Just because they're pretty good at making use of terrain. If it's 3 Shrats or more, I'm just going to cancel the contract. Of course it's 2. I think 2 is right on the cusp of being fine. It's a little risky. Like this is a slightly risky fight. I'm gonna drag him to not forest terrain. And fight them here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is try to get 1 Shrat just isolated on this guy. And he could die, which would be very sad, but fine. Oh, that was a cool picture. I should have let that sit there for a second. But I feel a lot more comfortable fighting this on hills instead of forest. Every once in a while you get a forest where the terrain is just total garbage. And fighting Shrats in that under those conditions is just awful. I think I like what they're doing right now, so I'm gonna hold right here. Except I'm gonna move this shield bro up just to attract this guy's attention. Could even put him on the low ground. Yeah. I don't think we'll need to. Perfect. I probably could just go on this guy here. The 2 long axes can move forward and each do a blast through a shield, and then I'm just going to completely surround him and beat him down. Can even get here and do a split shield. I don't think I'll need to though, because I can just go yoink and then bring the other guy over too. Gotta be careful though, because they've got really good armor penetration. So, like this guy, I know I can safely put here because this guy can't attack there. So any bros that are like that, who don't have nimble, I'm going to make sure they're in positions where they're safe, basically. This guy I might bring all the way around. This guy's reasonably survivable. Sure. Okay, and then that hex is safe. So I could start chonking at him, but I'm actually gonna wait so I don't spawn the little dibbles around him. So I'm gonna try to get a full surround. Does he not have... This guy, so let's see. This guy's got nimble. This guy doesn't have nimble. So, he doesn't. Does he have 9 lives? He does have 9 lives. I'm gonna put him here only because he has 9 lives. This guy I'm gonna leave here. Okay. That guy's got nimble. I'm gonna wait. Fill in this spot, and there's one more hex right there. I'm gonna get him fully surrounded. Oh my goodness. And then we'll, and I won't even be able to move this guy in either. This guy, let's see. Leaf will be the one to go in there. So we're gonna wait for him. No, what am I doing? Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. Ah! I wanted to fill that spot. Alright, whatever. We're just gonna give him all the bonks. This is still fine. He still can't, Okay. So now, we just need to get in position to help out other bro. So we can put everyone in all the safe hexes around him. This is not a safe hex, but I think that bro is safe, so it's fine. Oh my god. Oh shit. Should probably bring this guy all the way around to the side. I'm gonna let the Shrek go before I get in position with anyone else, so that he does another attack on the shield bro. And from there, I'll surround him. Or there, okay. That actually also is just fine. Yeah, I guess this guy got hit once. He can get hit one more time, so I'll put him in a position where he can get attacked, but where he'll be fine. It's like a little risky to do that, but take that. So that hex is safe. Can do just the pity attack, I guess. Grib can go and occupy that spot, so this guy can go here. Omar, I kind of don't want to put in too dangerous of a spot. This guy can go here. Donzatello's nice and tanky. Nice stagger there. Pushing that guy down in the initiative. Might break his morale before then. Might kill him before then? Okay. Didn't know if I'd have enough damage to do that. Took very little damage. And did get the crafting material to make light padding replacement when combined with the gossamer from a Webnecht. Can also craft the living shield thing. I can't remember all the components to that. This might just be 2 things from the scrap. Maybe I can do it now. Can't remember off the top of my head. The living shield is, yeah, the ancient wood and the glowing resin. So I got both of those pieces. So combining ancient wood, glowing resin can make the living tree shield, which, like, it's a decent shield. Gotta be careful with it because it's pretty easy for orcs to destroy it, but I don't hate it. Otherwise, the resin could be used to make light padding replacement. That's probably how I'll end up doing it. Yeah, that's alright. I'm gonna let those mercenaries go. They were... I think that first pack of those 4 mercenaries were also hired by Hagermoose, so this same city. I want to know a little bit more. What I like to do, ideally, is making an enemy of, like, a whole house, because I want to fight their noble armies. So probably it'll be one of these 2 houses. My guess is actually that it'll be this noble house with this flag. What is it called? House Grunwald. Grauwall? And the reason why is, based on the topology of the map I'm seeing right now, I suspect that the areas that are far from civilization are going to be up here in the upper right. And that's where I'm going to be traveling deep into to look for named items. And in doing so, I'll collect a bunch of stuff that I gotta take back to civilization to sell to keep the war machine going. And likely, I want to keep this noble faction allied. So we'll probably attack this one. I'm guessing. We'll see what towns and citadels and such they've got on the north side of the map, but that's kind of the general kind of thing I'm looking at. Could fight the Barbarian King, kind of interesting. I want to know a little bit more about the map before I commit to that. But I like fighting the Barbarian King. I like that contract, generally speaking. Here I will probably just take the 3 hit points. It can be nice to get just a little bit more fatigue to work with on your fatigue neutrals, like right around 100, just to make sure you can equip sort of the heaviest gear and still keep, you can equip the heaviest gear and still have just enough to function. This guy being athletic does open up the possibility of skipping like a weapon mastery if you get a named item with like -1 fatigue cost or something. So I'm keeping that in mind as an option, but that's kind of otherwise I think really the only meaningful way to use athletic as a fatigue neutral. You can't skip Pathfinder, I don't think, because of all the elevation nonsense you want to make sure that they can pass through. at least in my opinion. So, put these more durable bros in the middle. Cycle this guy out. Yeah, I still do need like just more levels, and for the team to get a little stronger. This is still a decent price for ammunition, even at the Fletcher. I'm sort of tempted to just buy these. I think I will. And I think tools were pretty expensive, right? Yeah, a little expensive. I'm gonna sort of hedge on thinking that they'll probably be cheaper up there somewhere, some city to the north of here. But I'm gonna buy just a little more food. Might be overbuying food, but that was a really cheap price. Wow, there are a lot of footprints here. This is a well-traveled road. Yeah. So, as I've previously stated, even though I don't do third-party fights, if I'm on a road and there's a caravan, I consider that legit. I consider that fine. Otherwise, you like just don't take the fight, and that's kind of silly. Like, can't take the fight. That's a little more restrictive than I think is reasonable. Got one. When I was younger, I used to play a game called Mech Commander. And there was a character in the game called Hunter. And he would always say, "Hunter here, got one!" whenever he'd get take out an enemy. Oh, hey, Mango. Hey, bud. You want to hop on up here? Okay. Yes. Hello. Yes. Okay. Don't know why my dog is so excited, but he is. Okay. See you later, bud. Do you need to go outside? Okay. One moment. I'm gonna let my dog outside. Be back in 15 seconds. Okay. And I need to switch my weapons back away from those axes that I equipped. Kinda had forgotten I had done that. Okay, caravan hands, don't you go stealing my kills. These ones are mine. Favorite way to use adrenaline is to give them 35 fatigue, maybe with famed gear, and adrenaline instead of mastery, so you can attack twice or run. Interesting. I do think the fact that I don't use adrenaline much at all is a weakness in my play. I think there are opportunities where I could make use of it, and I just don't. But, that is interesting though, to be able to, because on most terrain you can run up for free, right? I mean, I do like that. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, here on a gunner, you know, I've got tension between two things that I really want for this build to be really good, and that's Overwhelm and Fearsome. I still am going to get Fearsome in form. Yeah, I'm also very interested in the answer to Sins's question here. I mean, I feel like the answer is probably most of the time just once, but probably in most fights just once is all you need. I like never, like I literally almost never take it. Which I'm sure is incorrect. Well, I don't think the answer would be fine. It was less than 1. I think if the answer is less than 1, you've made a mistake. Because that is just 0. But yeah, just once. But yeah, I think once is probably all you need most of the time, right? Okay, so hunt down the Barbarian King and his Monolith. Also, interestingly, that it's this faction again. This same one that has all these southern cities. I don't know why they've got a citadel way up this far north, but they do. Oh, I see what you're saying. You do actually literally mean less than 1 in a sense. I would guess, though, that if you've got the fatigue, you're probably using it that one time basically every fight. I would think. Money, 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 money. Yeah, I think it's probably especially good against goblins for sure. It's like the easiest way to be faster than them. because they're so fast that it's, even with initiative builds, it's really hard to be faster than goblins. Yeah, the hammer nuke, because then you can still use shatter in opportune situations. I like it. Where is that guy? I'm gonna make a note to consider that. I'll have to... Sergey, if you've got a really good video clip of you making use of that specifically, maybe against goblins or even any other enemy type, I'd be interested in seeing it. I want to see what it looks like from the way you play your battles. If you have something like that handy. Because I know you've got a bunch of content on like YouTube or whatever. If you've got something like that from a previous run, I would be very interested in seeing that. Alright, hunt down the Barbarian King and his warhost. I know I just didn't do it previously. And for no particular reason, I'm kind of thinking of doing it. Not exactly no particular reason. I'm thinking of it'll be a decently sized fight, and I can use this as an opportunity to train. I think it's worth doing this on at least some of my bros. I don't want to spend too much money, but especially the lower level ones. So, oh, I'm gonna accept that mission. So the original description was east, this says north. I'm gonna go northeast. Okay, so we definitely approach them because we hear it. There we are. There's my footprints. That's where they stopped. A few armored unholds. Go ahead and leave that alone. Many thralls, a few reavers. Drummer, king, and some warhounds. Easy peasy. Let's see. I'm gonna do sort of the classic thing that I often do against like Chosen and stuff. And that is fold the formation in around spears kind of on the edges and leave just a little vulnerability in the center. Just because there are so many of them. Okay, so there's the king. Don't have Pathfinder, so I can't, I can move him down 1, so I can attack and back up. I think that's probably fine. I might let them go before I blast. Barbarian King wants to occupy that hex. I think that's probably mostly just fine. He does not. We're going to keep retreating. Because we're gonna... He's the only scary enemy on the battlefield, basically. Sorry, Reiner, I hope I don't hit you. Cool. Weirdly enough, for as irrelevant as the trait team player is, if you do get it on a gunner, it's kind of like... that's useful sometimes. Oh, you little adrenaline. Shoot, he is going to be able to get in melee contact with the gunner, and I cannot stop it. So that is a genuine point of potential bad stuff. So I'm going to shoot this gun and net the Barbarian Madman. King. Good. Got a stun on him. That helps. Oh, sure. Yeah. I should have waited before stunning. That is true. Good call. Yeah, so what Sergey's referring to is the enemies that wait to hold on to things, like the ability to adrenaline on that barbarians will do. If you wait, then that turn of theirs passes, and you don't waste the stun on just them holding till the end of that next turn. Of course, it means they don't get to use adrenaline, so in this case it ended up effectively the same thing, but it certainly doesn't always. So that was nice and clean, and we got this fun horned helmet. Could maybe take a barb camp opportunistically that we see here. And I think Underdog is the most important perk for this guy to have next. Yeah, may as well just do it before returning back to civilization. Got a big old chunk and helmet that we can put on someone. That guy. Seems as good as any. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take out a little barbarian camp since it has presented itself and would be nice to take. Just gonna wait here and let all of the reavers go. So, these throwing weapons, I want them. There's two ways of getting them. We can kill them while they've got them out, or we can let them throw, and then it puts them in the reward pool. And then we can kill them after they've switched weapons. Doom, 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 doom. Leave that guy there. Hey, got him. Okay, so this guy can attack and run back too, so let's do it. Wish I had Pathfinder. Still, this spot's actually okay to protect that hex too. Could take a step forward to protect this hex. Could also take a step forward to prevent anyone from being able to run through here. I don't know that I care if anyone runs through there. I think this guy will try so hard to get there and then just die that that's fine. So I'm gonna just... I mean, they're just thralls, but we're still gonna make it, so... If they want to get next to me, they gotta earn it. They earned it. Let's see where this Reaver goes first. Okay. Good. Glad that missed. That was a potential, you know, it wouldn't be too bad, like he'd be fine, but it could be a source of big hurt. I don't want to be hurt. Okay. Alright, that was a pretty clean fight. Not that I would have expected it not to be. It wasn't like a particularly strong camp, but still nice when it does happen. Reavers still have some pretty big weapons, so yeah, very, very little damage taken. And they had named gear. Very nice. Not like super exciting helmet, but still good. Very nice. And then some heavy throwing weapons. That was very profitable. That was a big you know, boost of power. There's a big power spike for the team there, actually. And try to cycle in some of the bros that I want to get some experience fighting. Let's see, who's the one that has... This guy's already got throwing mastery. I'll make the guy with throwing mastery have the bundle of heavy javelins. And I think this guy... I think I'd rather have the heavy throwing axes than the regular javelins. It's probably generally going to favor the javelins for most enemies. Yeah, I should just do that then. That's why I've got the mule. Have some big ol' bonkin' two-handers that definitely need to get distributed to the team. The mace and the hammer are both definite upgrades over the mallet. So that's nice. And I think that's a good setup right there. Maybe I'll do this. Okay. And unless this changed... Yeah, no. I'm not going to fight a few armored unholds alongside reavers. That's a bit too dangerous right now. Where the unholds throw you back for the alley-oop, and then the reavers dunk on you with their heavy mace. No thank you. Okay. And I can hear my dog barking outside, so I'm gonna go let him in. I'll be right back 1 second. Okay, I am back. For those that are very annoyed by the sounds of eating, which I know many people are, I am going to be having just a little bit of dinner while I play. So if that bothers you, you should leave. Or mute, or whatever. And I apologize. So I think I'm going to sell stuff here. It's an okay sale price. And is there anyone I wanted to hire? Nah. I do need a proper forge tank. So I could roll farmhands. Okay, this guy would have comically low melee skill. But yeah, I think I'm waiting for probably one of the premium backgrounds to look for those kind of rolls. So let's sell stuff. I think it's a good enough price that it'll be fine. Do I have a use for that kettle hat? Probably more useful than the nasal helmet with rusty mail, potentially. And there are a couple dogs here. Didn't really get to use dogs much this run, really. There was one place with a kennel. Yeah, there. It's not a terrible price. I'll just get them. I think food I'm good. Buy just a little bit of tools, and at some point I might consider getting a card upgrade. But I think I can just sort of keep exploring the north. So I might head over here, northwest of here, and we'll see what's up in this corner of the map. Okay. Banner's got a dislocated shoulder. That sucks. Okay, well, if I'm not fighting Geists, I'll probably leave him at home. Gross holes. Oh, interesting. Can make another serpent skin mantle. Can make the living tree shield. It's decent. I'm not sure if I want to. Now here, hunt on Webnects in the woods around gross holes. If I fight Webnects, then I can get light padding replacement and make sort of hedging on. There's a lot of medium armors that you can find named gear, and tossing it on that to give to a nimble bro, either for a nimble forge setup or just straight nimble. So I think because I'm by a taxidermist, and the fact that I've got some of the components already. I'm going to take that mission. I can do something like this, where I put the serpent skin mantle on the plated nomad mail. Give to that guy for 10 more durability, and just have his nimble setup be like this. Whatever. There's an armor you can buy that is better than the plated nomad mail by 5 durability, but okay, 18 Webnects. I'll bring my experienced gunner, but the gunner's not super useful in this fight. So we'll go ahead and be ambushed by Webnects. So this terrain is weird. I guess it's not too bad. Got a nice place to blast with the handgun, that's for sure. And the 2 spear bros can create just an utter impenetrable wall, I'm pretty sure. And I guess I can leave these other bros kind of where they are. This honestly is pretty fine terrain. It's really... I've got reach weapons kind of already in the right places, and yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah, I noticed. And the gunner here is in the center. So it does seem like it probably is random. This was pretty lucky terrain, honestly. This is kind of natural little choke points and just honestly quite good. But this should give us the gossamer we need to make the light padding replacement, which will be excellent. Wait for it. There it is. When this track restarts, it is so funny with how dramatic it is. Here we go. Alright, I have a feeling these last ones are gonna run now. Banner did take some damage. Okay. And that is that. Should now be able to create the light padding replacement. Not going to use it for a little bit. Maybe it's not smart to do this and make it so early, but it's what I've done. And I'll go ahead and make a reinforced net. If I've got another one in my inventory, which I might. I don't. Oh, I do. Duh. Can make another one of those. Sometimes if I'm going to fight like a really tough fight in the arena, for example, against like a sword master or something, where I really want to make sure that they're stuck in that net, I'll make use of the reinforced nets at that time. Alright. I do have this guy's a pole. Sorry, should at least get rid of the TBD there. So let's see, what do I want to get here? Probably just Colossus. Could be Relentless. This guy, who's sort of a TBD, can give quick hands. And who's hurt? The Banner. You know, the Banner, he'll sit out for a bit. It's fine. The team doesn't need one. If we're fighting Geists, I'll bring him back in. Alright, so I might just see where this road goes. I will check quick the minstrel, just to see where I'm at from a settlement perspective, 16 to 22. So, only 6 more on the map to see. Looks like these roads will take me to at least 2 of them. Eisengrab. Okay, nothing interesting as far as recruits. There's a Saleh, which is a really nice nimble helmet. The team's okay, I think, for fighting Unholds. Not exceptional, but fine. Certainly injuries could happen. I don't think we should lose anyone. I think I'm going to take it. I really like the Unhold equipment for crafting, so we'll follow the footprints and fight the Unholds. 4 of them. Okay, that's not too bad. Charge! So we'll want to make sure that they don't get on top of the gunners or any of the backliners. So what I think I'm going to do is we're going to move this defensive bro up here, or even here. Or even here. And just make it so that if they want to pass through, they gotta earn it, basically. I'm gonna move this guy here and shield wall too, so when they do their charge to stun, should be just fine. Could even go all the way here and shield wall. I guess I don't want him to toss me, so I guess I hold off on doing something like that. And okay, well, we'll do the toss of thrown weapons here to start with. Okay. Not too bad. Do I want to let that guy go first? Kind of. So I want to focus fire. So I'm going to wait and let this guy... Okay. Team. Much better. So my damage is sort of spread out right now. Might be able to kill this bottom one before he gets a chance to go. Definitely want to make sure I bail that guy out. Maybe I go there right now. Okay, good. Okay, so those ones are all fleeing. I don't think that guy's tanky enough, I can do that. Well, I did mention potentially getting some injuries in this fight. True to my word, I made sure to get just a little bit injured on a few bros. So the crafting material I'm most interested in is the giant skull and bones, because I think the bone plating attachment is excellent. So I'm definitely going to take out the guy who's got the sprained ankle. That is like big no. This injury sucks. On basically everyone. Okay. And I don't think there's probably anything else I want to do here. It's a pretty cheap sale. I actually think I do buy it. I could buy medical supplies. It's not a terrible price. And kind of a worst case scenario is I run out. That's possible. So let's avoid it. Ammo's cheap, so I'll buy that too. And I'm going to buy the Sele. Not only is it like a pretty good piece of gear, it also looks cool. It's kind of like a backwards baseball cap. I don't know how intentional that is, or if I'm just sort of interpreting what I'm seeing a little bit incorrectly. It looks like a backwards baseball cap. Kind of looks like he's got a baseball bat over his shoulder. Just got a big chunk of metal on the end. Okay. So let's see what else is up here in this northern area. I'm going to travel here west. Looks like there's a fork in the road. As previously mentioned, there's only a few settlements really left to see. Only 5. It looks like we're going to have 2, at least, here. And then I suppose the others will be up here to the northeast then. I do want to find the Barbarian Cave, the Icy Cave. I haven't even thought about whether I want to do it yet. I think the answer is no, but I'll have to think about it. But in any case, I do like to try to find it so that I can do it when I'm ready. Because I do like to bring the ritual armor. I do like to have it, I guess, by the time I'm doing the Monolith. So here we've got that final coastal city that we knew about from the very beginning of the game. Finally seeing that. It's not very exciting. I don't think we're going to bother with the Tome of Arcane Knowledge contract. I think time is better spent just learning a bit more about the map. There will be plenty of opportunities to fight, just generally. Okay, Felsberg. Nothing too exciting at the armorsmith or weaponsmith. Not very exciting recruits. Again, I know I do want a good forge tank. I can click this tryout button. Meh. Farmhands could be the forge tank I'm looking for, but not those two. Cheap tools. That's pretty boring. But we know what's here now, right? So I guess I can continue east and just discover the last cities on the map. Travel through this patch of unexplored land to kind of look for a fight. It's been a little bit since the team has gotten into a fight, and that's not good. I want to be fighting. ABF. Always be fighting. I'll take a quick little step on mountain for some view radius. We got bleached out ruins, one of the fallen fortresses. May as well go do that. It will unfortunately and obnoxiously be nighttime. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and pop a different piece of headgear on. That helps mitigate nighttime penalties. Briggy camp, uphill. I don't have much Pathfinder yet. So this is going to be a little bit of a slog. Okay. So that's where they all are. Bruised leg. This guy is like never gonna get up there. Definitely want to give my gunners these 2 hexes. The nighttime debuff was kind of on display there. I might shield bash this guy to knock him down first, so I'm not going to attack with that guy quite yet. It'll just make him a lot easier to hit with everyone else. Nice. Still missed. Forgive me, Willibald. He's got the serpent skin mantle. He'll be fine. Those bros do have fast adaptation, so they are at least reliably able to hit, like, an enemy. Okay, now we're causing the morale cascades. The Briggies are finally giving up. Fearsome doing its fearsome stuff. There we go. Okay, that went quite smoothly, given, you know, an uphill battle, as it were. Run them down. Okay. Pretty smooth. A bunch of arming swords. So we've got some ancient swords hanging out on some of the backliners. We can switch those up to arming swords. Got a dagger. Have a few bros with butter knives still, so we can give them a proper stabbing knife. And otherwise, not too much of note. Got some levels. I think I'm gonna skip the +1 in melee skill. Not as important of an attribute for a fatigue neutral. I'm more concerned with their defensive capabilities, generally speaking. And secondary stats are, of course, a key part of that. Dodge quick hands, bro. I'm just gonna keep pumping resolve on him too. I'm going to start getting Zerk Frenzy on those dodge quick hands bros. This guy could also be a fatigue neutral at the moment. He's sort of spec'd neutrally. We really need some armors. Have like this set that's okay. Really haven't found any brigand leaders or nomad leaders with good enough armor, nor have we found fallen heroes, which is just too bad. This guy unfortunately keeps low rolling his ranged attack. He needs to stop doing that. Okay. So I could explore like what's going on in there. Not a terrible idea, but as previously mentioned, I am more curious about just the last couple cities of the map and then poking around the very far north to fight barbarians and also to look for the icy cave. So I think that's kind of my plan right now. Got the cheap 10 durability attachment for sale. Patrol quest. Yeah, that's all the way down there. Nah, not gonna do that. I do like to do those sometimes, especially if I'm going that way and, you know, otherwise anyway, you know, but not here, not now. Alright, gonna sell all this stuff. It's a good sale price. Leave some of the other components I'm actually gonna potentially use. Buy a little bit of tools. A little bit of food. And did I want to do anything at the temple? I guess I should consider whether I want to do that. Let's fix this dislocated shoulder. Just so I can have the banner participating in each fight. Seems important. So continuing on. Got a mountain it could step up on real quickly like. Peasants about to get wrecked by some barbarians. Gonna chase these down since I don't have to go too far. Got a pretty good gunshot right there. Leave that hex open for the other gunner. Procced Berserk there, but quite honestly, didn't really care because I was kind of happy with where he ended up anyway. I'll probably just spear wall with that guy. The adrenaline sound kind of reminds me of, I don't know if is it the original Star Wars? When they're powering down something? I'm not even sure. I feel like it's a sound effect I've heard before. Oh, barbarians and your adrenaline. Okay. Even though the thralls are not very difficult, they do represent a good amount of experience. So we definitely like taking those fights. Let's see, probably just keep doing the regular stuff with this dodge quick hands build. Not gonna bother chasing those barbarians too far if they want to run. Okay, let's see what's here. Got another cheap attachment, which I think I did not buy from the previous town and should have, now that I think about it. Really haven't been any interesting or recruits that I even want to really bother with. I'm kind of looking for some of the cheaper highborn for kind of the second wave of bros that I'm hiring here, and just haven't been offered what I'm looking for, which is kind of a shame. A 3-skull quest to fight the Barbarian King. Maybe. All right, we'll toss a 0 fatigue attachment onto Gunner. They do have another Saleh for sale. If I wanted to buy another one, I could. Not exactly what I wanted to spend my money on, but not a terrible use of it either. An extra 15 of armor durability for the nimble bros that are, you know, have a -5 fatigue helmet is good. Sure. Oops, not that guy. This guy. Definitely an upgrade over the nasal helmet. Okay. So, moving on. Let's see. And where are we at from... 2 settlements left on the map that we have not been to. Pretty sure I've been to every one that I've seen. I'll go ahead and fight some thralls, some reavers. With all these barbarians around, there are, of course, some nearby barbarian camps. And we will definitely be clearing those. Okay. Blast them. Wait on the gunners and see where that guy goes. Okay. All the southern ones are dead. Okay. Oh, I suppose that guy did adrenaline, so he still got to go early. That's funny. Okay. Easy little road fight. Got some more heavy throwing weapons. Go ahead and just put those locked away. Well, hey Maggie. One of the dogs is coming to say hello. Hey girl. Go ahead and put her on the lap so she can be nice and cozy. We're dog sitting, and these two kind of wander around, so I have a feeling she won't stick around too long before she decides she wants to get up and go somewhere else. Alright, so each of these little forks in the road must lead to the 2 remaining cities. Okay, we'll take a peek on the nearby mountain and then see what the town has to offer during the day. Okay. Nothing too interesting for sale here. A kennel. So a northern kennel is nice because you get the warhounds in addition to the dogs. Luckily, I've already got my my warhound right here. So I don't know that I need any more. She's basically all I need. We always take a look at brawlers. Not really looking for hybrids at all, so I don't know that I even look at the sellsword. I guess I could try him out. Maybe that's not a terrible idea. Okay, so this brawler got strong. However, he did it with an almost min roll of fatigue. He's not great to be a tank. You know, I'm looking for a forge tank, and he's close to what I'm looking for. He's still going to be pretty low on melee defense. Not terrible, but like not too high. His fatigue, you know, it's okay, but not exceptional. What I might do is keep him for now. If I don't find a suitable replacement, I'll just start training him up into the role so that I make sure I have someone. So I'm gonna say backup tank. You know, because looking at his stats, I don't actually really care about his hit points. He kind of low-rolled it. I care a little. I mean, it's not actually that important on a forge tank. Not really. Not as important, I should say, as fatigue, resolve, and melee defense. It's still important. But yeah, he's kind of not great, but maybe good enough. Okay, I don't care about hiring a superstitious bro. So sale price here is good enough. Then I'm going to go ahead and offload some of this stuff. It's not great, but it's not bad. I might keep the throwing spear. It could be something maybe I want. Possibly. Okay. So I'm gonna buy some of these warhounds with the armor. Definitely those are a useful addition. And there's just one more city left, and that's this one over to the east. So I'm gonna go check that one out. I've got a lot of like fearful bros. Don't like having fearful bros. And it looks like, hey, another kennel. No one really that I want to recruit. Gear that's whatever. But I think that should be it. There it is. Every single settlement. So now I know where all those are. So this is actually a decent, you know, I like it when all the settlements are concentrated on one side of the map. The more the better. This is a decent chunk of distant land that can be used to farm named items. And I think, for me now, that is actually a decent place for me to stop. Been streaming for a little while now. And so, let's see if anyone else is playing any Battle Brothers. Who's playing Battle Brothers? Slug Zoo. Let's go, let's raid him. He's playing Legends, which, you know, not my thing, but let's go see what he's up to. Alright. I hope all of you have a wonderful evening, or day, or whatever, wherever you are. Ta-ta.